This is the first video I've made in a while. I haven't been anywhere near consistent as I wanted to be with this like YouTube stuff because I thought it'd just be a nice creative outlet, something for me to put some time into when I'm feeling it. And I've literally had no time or really no interest in putting effort into it because I've just been getting absolutely cooked at work. The department I work in isn't doing too good at the moment. It's not performing the best or how people want it to perform. So they've been throwing on all this overtime. And it's almost like a trap. They position or price the overtime at just enough so that you feel like you have to take it. You don't want to miss out because where I work, you have like the office workers and the factory workers. You normally don't get overtime unless you're in the factory. So I'm, doing the sums in my head when they said they're offering weekend overtime. And it's like, well, I'm in a position where that's too much to turn down if I do all the hours. But I'm just kind of selling my soul away and takes away from doing stuff that I enjoy like this. And it's just such a weird concept, like say they will pay me 1.25 times my usual pay if I do overtime during the week. So I'll do like 11, 12-hour shifts usually. On a Saturday, they offer 1.5 times, and Sunday's double pay. And it just gets me thinking, we have people that work on a weekend anyway. There's no difference for me turning up on the weekend as someone else. They get paid their usual rate because that's their working hours, but because I'm turning up outside my usual working hours, I get these multipliers thrown in. And it's like, if a weekend or a Sunday is so special to do work on, why is my work all of a sudden worth double? I'm not doing anything different. I'm doing, like, I guess the quantity's higher if you count what I'm doing during the week, but the job's still the same. And it just makes me think how, like, people in all these different positions and times that people work, it, like, really made me open my eyes that there's not a link between the money you earn and time anymore, or a certain day, or whenever you earn your money, you can earn so much money in such a little time, or so little money in such a long time. But people are still kind of shouting about the 9 to 5 pathway when you're leaving school. And I get 9 to 5s are consistent, and that's cool, but I mean, the only consistent thing about a 9 to 5, in my opinion, is that it's consistently not enough. Like, you'll sell your soul in the race, and there's no guarantee you're going to get anything back from it. And, I mean, back in the day, yeah, people would say, school, uni, job, house, kids, blah, blah, blah. There's a pathway, it was set. But over the years, everything's kind of increasing, but what they're willing to pay you in these positions. And it's like, how am I going to throw out or follow? So how am I going to follow this pathway or this method when everything's double? Or I mean, if you look at houses, 4 times the price what it was before. You were getting the basic job, no uni degree required, you were getting your house, and then you're good to go. And that just doesn't work anymore. It's a completely different time, and I've kind of been following this path of trying to smash out what people suggest and take their advice, but it's just not. You can make it happen, but whether you can use it to live the life you want is a completely different story. I mean, me personally, I've done a massive break off social media because I'm going on there and I'm scrolling for hours and hours and hours, and I'm seeing, like, 16-year-olds, 19-year-olds, they've just made their first million, their first 100k. Someone's woke up, chucked, I don't know, $500 in fart coin, and then they've just pulled it out for like 3 mil. And it's like, messes with your brain for you to then wake up at that 6 o'clock alarm and clock in for 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, whenever it is. They didn't have that previously. Like all the boomers and stuff, they were just in their lane. Everything was so secretive. No one's publicizing salaries or how they've made their money. It's just them, and they're just in the race against themselves. So they're not really questioning anything. They're like, yeah, sure, I'll turn up. I'll clock in. I'll put my head down. All of that kind of stuff. But the method's gone. One of my friends at work, when we sit down and talk about this stuff, we're both heavily into video games, so I guess some of the terminology leaks in. But we're like, there's been a new patch, and the old money making methods, the money glitches, they don't work like they used to anymore. There's more opportunity now with the internet for sure, but the stable, consistent, everyone can do it mentality, it's changing away from that. Like I say, it's not linked to time anymore. It's about the value of your work, or being able to spot opportunities that others don't. I mean, again, just at my 9 to 5, there's all these associates and directors, and realistically, if you actually measured who's doing what or providing more value, they're not doing the work. They're overseeing it, and I mean, sure, they have to maybe pick up some pieces or have some tough conversations when things go wrong, because ultimately they're accountable. But I mean, for their pay, I'd do it too. Put me on their pay. I'll take the flak for when things go bad. They're not actually working. They're just like approving stuff, maybe setting up some meetings, doing business travel, but their pay equates to it, and the actual work they're doing is nothing. It's easy, and it's just crazy to me, because I'm following this path, and it's almost like I'm walking to a dead end. Because sure, I can throw all my money into a stocks and shares ISA, know that I'm gonna get about 10%, work out how much I want to put in a month, and I'm like, okay, cool, I can hit 1 million or 1.5 million by this age, take it out, retire, cool. But if I do that, and I don't know, say I'm 55, that's like 30 years away from now, and I could be dead when I'm 60, like, you don't have a long life, and to do all of this, like, so unfulfilled, or just in front of a screen, no freedom, nothing's on your terms, it's just insane to me. It really is. Like, at the moment, I'm working for something like £15 an hour. The minimum wage for like over 21 in the UK is £12. So like roughly I'm getting an extra £400 a month doing not with my overtime, but like with the work week, how it is, your standard 9 to 5 work week. I'm getting that extra money, and I mean, pretty much all of that is going back to the student loan. So my job isn't like using any skills that I've got a degree for. It's just a standard job, and I'd be better off getting the same pay without that hit of the student loan. Like, every step of the method has its flaws now, with that, like I said earlier, that go to uni, get the job, go for the house, blah 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 blah. I don't even know if I'll be able to afford a house. I might be renting forever. Is that even a bad thing? I don't know. Everyone acts like it is. Everyone says you need this big asset of being a house, but I don't know, man. Your money's not tied to time anymore, and I think people are starting to wake up to that. You're opening your phone, it's 7 o'clock in the morning, you're seeing some girl on TikTok lip sync, and she's just made 100k off that video. She's now got a sponsor, brand deal, she's raked in another £500,000. You're going to clock in, check your emails, maybe for like, I don't know, 13, 14, 15 pound an hour. It's just insane, and I think people are starting to struggle with, yeah, I need to do this or play it safe. people are starting to wake up to it, because the, you know, would you rather, you know the outcome if you do the normal 9 to 5 or whatever. You're gonna go until whatever age, maybe take out a private pension, then maybe retire at a certain age. You're trying to enjoy your life when your health's declining, all that rubbish. I think people want to enjoy their younger years now way more than before. They're not, everyone's prioritizing their well-being over a career or their future, which, I mean, to a certain extent, if you're prioritizing your well-being, you're gonna be prioritizing your future. But it's just tough, man, honestly. Like I say, with the age we live in, you're gonna wake up, check your phone, someone's made 100 times your yearly salary in one day. You then go to work, you're surrounded by these directors or whatever, you literally do nothing. They just float all the work down to everyone else, and then they'll get a bonus that's your entire yearly salary. And it's like, why pat them on the back for performance when they didn't put their hand on anything? It's ridiculous. I think people are starting to want to be more risky, try and start these side hustles, because it's not the same anymore, and nothing's really that clear either. I mean, I'm trying to find, like I say, I'm trying to find a new method in this patch. What's the infinite money glitch for 2026? I don't know. And I'm not a gatekeeper either, so as soon as I have a little inkling, I'll put you guys on. But I think the world's definitely shifting. Money is no longer tied to time. You can make what you make in a year, in a day. You just need to leverage a skill set, or be in the right place at the right time, have the network to open up more doors for more opportunities. But this 9 to 5 business, the rat race, I think the rats are gonna stop chasing the cheese soon. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I mean, the videos, I know they haven't been consistent. I'm just trying to get back into the flow of things. But I'll make another one later. Peace.